Our first speaker will be NASIM MALIK. Mr. Malik is a human rights activist, a veteran Swedish national and local politician. Currently, he is the member of the City Council Kalmar and president of the International Social Democrats Wing Kalmar. He has worked for more than 10 years with the Swedish Immigration Board, and in Sweden he is a famous human rights activist known for his volunteer efforts. He has an incredibly illustrious background, which I would strongly encourage you all to read, but I'm gonna leave it at that so we can keep moving forward with all of our various other panelists. And with that, I will turn it over to Mr. Malik.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I start with the name of Allah, God, Lord, merciful and graceful. I have started this with this verse because if I say these words in Pakistan, then it's a blasphemy. I can be arrested for 3 years if I say that I start with the name of Allah. Thank Bob and all the co-sponsors that I got this opportunity to be here and participate in this forum. My subject is a role of civil society in freedom of religion. You are all sitting here, or distinguished guests, you are human rights advocates, activists, and members of the civil society. So it's nothing special I have to tell you, but it is just the topic I got that want to elaborate a little more what is needed, Civil society is the aggregate of non-governmental organizations and institutions that manifest interests and will of citizens. Civil society includes the family and private sphere, referred to as third sector of society. Distinct from government and business, these organizations are supposed to be apolitical, focusing on specific goals and objectives set out by them, like education, elevation of poverty, gender equality, etc. Religious freedom is yet another important subject for which various organizations work nationally and internationally. Many of us sitting here, we have heard yesterday from many of our friends, and today also, what is freedom of religion, freedom of expression. I am one of them, as a victim of that. You have seen the video on 28th May 2010, 96 Ahmadis was martyred in 2 mosques in 4 hours. 16 of them was my close relatives. So I know what the freedom of religion and expression is. Civil society organizations have an essential role as watchdogs of governmental organizations, institutions. They follow the political process alertly and interfere where needed. This is how they help ensure that defects are revealed, but while it is necessary to point out problems, solutions are needed to civil society as a silent majority. Majority of citizens, particularly in third world countries, don't vote, and only a few of them form part of any of the organization known to be representing citizens. Governments cannot be trusted to provide objective, independent evaluation of themselves or other governments when it comes to human rights violation. This is why the role of independent civil society is essential. In the United Nations system, dictatorial states are increasingly making it difficult for outspoken independent groups to gain consultative status in ECOSOC and to participate in UN bodies. These same governments engage politically controlled NGOs to defend them before the Human Rights Council. States bring government-organized NGOs to masquerade as independent civil society organizations that defend policies that violate human rights. Civil society can be understood as the third sector of society distinct from government and business and including the family and private sphere. By others, civil society is used in the sense of to aggregate of non-governmental organizations and institutions that manifest interest and will of citizens or individuals and organizations in a society which are independent of governments. As comprehensively defined by the World Bank, civil society is the wide array of non-governmental and not-for-profit organizations that have a presence in public life, expressing the interests and values of their members or others based on ethical, cultural, political, scientific, religious, and philosophic considerations, reflecting in breadth of participants. Civil societies are enlivened by community groups, non-governmental organizations, labor unions, indigenous groups, charitable organizations, faith-based organizations, professional associations, and foundations. Religious freedom, the definition is freedom of religion is the principle that supports the freedom of an individual or community, in public or private, to manifest religion or belief in teaching, practice, worship, and observance. It also includes the freedom of change one religion or belief. It is also true that the preservation of religious freedom depends upon public understanding of and support for the vital freedom, which in turn depends upon the value of public attaches to the teaching of right and wrong in churches, synagogues, and mosques. All should understand that it is sincere faith in God, however defined, that translate religious teachings into the moral behavior that benefits a nation. Moreover, this impact is magnified by the social intersection that occurs within religious organizations. It follows that religions that teach right and wrong and the organization through which they work make a unique and indispensable contribution to society and should therefore have special legal protections. Religious teachings and the religiously motivated actions of believers are valuable of society and deserving of special legal protections. This of course rejects the assumption of some secularists that religion is mostly a matter of history that has minimal significance in modern times. Far from relics of the past, religious principles and religious believers are a vital present and future force. Everywhere, challenges to religious freedom addresses at the Argentina Council of Foreign Relations, April 2015, see as the Strengthening the Free Exercise of Religion, Part 2 of speech, May 16, 2013. Religious freedom is not just the concern of religious persons. Non-believers also have a strong interest in religious freedom, which is necessary for peace and stability in our pluralistic world. The protection of conscience is a vital ingredient of stability because it helps people from a wide spectrum of beliefs feel assured that their deepest concern and values are respected and protected. Now, I come to because due to the short time, I come to the conclusion also, roles of civil society. In the recent past, spread of terrorism and intolerance. We have discussed this in the first day, yesterday also. In the recent past, spread of terrorism and intolerance, the world over, are on the increase. One of the major causes of the two aspects is restricting the freedom of religion. The freedom of religion is being restricted not only by the religious zealots, but also at state level, by the governments of some countries, so much so that religious freedom has been restricted for some through the constitutions that we know about what is happening with the Ahmadis in Pakistan. Following are the roles which civil society can play. Number one, a political organization should be set up with the sole objective of achieving religious freedom. Maximum efforts should be made to enhance the membership of these from all sections of the society, irrespective of political value. Awareness about religious freedom should be increased such that the citizens support only those political parties which supports only freedom of religion. Efforts should be made to eliminate constitutional acts which deny religious freedom. Hate speech is the main cause of denial of religious freedom of religion. This could be through public addresses, social media, electronic media, educational curriculum, etc. Development and enforcement of laws to punish the persons, organization obstructing freedom of religion. Conduct of interfaith activities which enables the people to understand each the religious beliefs of others and respect. Before concluding, I would like to invite...
We're at 10 minutes now.
Just last.
Okay.
Before concluding, I draw the attention of this August House that the role of the society in the rural areas of Third World, especially in South Asia and Muslim countries, is non-existent. It is due to the lack of facilities like basic amenities, education, and health. The people of these areas are being exploited by the vested interests, people in the name of religion. The international organizations like UN must take steps to eradicate the menace which is threatening the world peace. Civil society in the urban area should join hands with the local NGOs to create awareness to like-minded people in the rural and ignored area. Education should be given priority. Religious freedom is one of the very basic rights of all human beings, which is quintessential for the peace and harmony among the citizens of our country and our coming generations. Civil societies are important forums which represent cross-section of the society to achieve specific goals. Achievement of religious freedom should be pursued by the civil society. However, the true potential of these organizations is yet to be realized. I believe that these organizations can play a very active and effective role towards religious and freedom. Amen. Thank you.
And please state your affiliation and a question. No long speeches.
Definitely, there won't be speeches, but we have to say whatever we have heard. We have to react, or we have to ask, or we have to comment on that. So, Dr. Hassan?
Primary purpose of this is definitely questions.
Yes.
Thanks.
So, sometimes question comes in the comments. Dr. Hassan from International Parliament for Safety and Peace. It was basically concerned with the previous presentation that we were talking about the terrorism and cells. So, talking about our delegate from Malaysia. So, that's as a pyramidal power chart that from the top, there are the leaders, then the actors, then the supporters, and cells what he talked about the cells, the 3 to 10 persons who are secluded, they are working as a lone wolf just because they do not want their security to be compromised. So they act at their own. Once they have got their ideology, they go and react. As blasphemy, especially in Pakistan, is concerned, I have some figures, and these figures come from the National Commission for Justice and Peace, and this foundation was formed by Pakistan Catholic Bishops' Council.
Question? Do you have a question?
Yes.
Okay, could you please move toward the
Yes.
question?
So this is a clarification that we always say that the minorities are in problem, or they are under the blasphemous law. But I want to tell you that there are 1,540 cases of blasphemy from 1987 to 2018, and amongst those, 776 Muslims, 505 Ahmadis, 229 Christians, 30 Hindus. So the figure shows clearly that that is not the case of a religious enforcement, or they are targeting any religion. This is only the mindset, the culture mindset that we have to understand. Either it is on the eastern side or it is on the western side. We put on the black goggles, everything looks black. So we have to open our minds, we have to enrich our experience, cultural experience, religious experience. Just one thing I would like to end.
What's your question, sir?
Yes.
Please ask the question now, or else we need to move on to somebody else. Thank you.
Just I will quote one verse, chapter 7, verse 56. And do not make mischief in the land after its reformation, and pray to him in awe and expectation. The blessing of God is at hand of those who do good. So this is the basic thing. Do good and everything will be fine. Thank you.
Does anyone else have a question?
Is there somebody up there? No? Oh.
Yeah, I just want to not clarify, but I just want to make a comment on that the blasphemy law was made by the Pakistani government to control especially the minorities, not only Christians, but Ahmadis. Later on, that law was misused against them also. That's why they are paying the price. Thank you.
I think we should go through the Constitution of Pakistan, Second Amendment 1974, Ordinance 20 by Ziaul Haq. I think we should read that. What is the anti-Ahmadiyya blasphemy laws? 295, 298 till death penalty. So we should understand what the blasphemy law in Pakistan is.
Coming particularly to the case of Pakistan, I must say that the Constitution of Pakistan fully guarantees the rights of minorities, and there are several articles which give freedom to the minorities living in Pakistan to freely profess, to propagate and practice their religion in the country of Pakistan. Pakistan is a country with a lot of diversity. There are people of different faiths living in Pakistan, with 95% majority Muslim and 5% minorities belonging to different faith groups living in Pakistan.
I have a very simple question to the panel, and especially to Asya Bibi. She was in the parliament in Pakistan for more than 3 terms. So I just want to read the Constitution of Pakistan. As he said, the Constitution of Pakistan guarantees the freedom of religion and belief. Whereas I want to read for her what is the Constitution of Pakistan. The Pakistan Constitution from 1974 denies all the rights to Ahmadi Muslims. They cannot call themselves Muslims. They cannot cast their vote. They cannot call their prayers place as a mosque. They don't even have the right to cast a vote as a citizen of Pakistan. Under the Ordinance 20 of Ziaul Haq, 1984, that was also amended in the Constitution of Pakistan, that Ahmadis don't have a right to call themselves Muslims. Their all institutions were nationalized by the government. All the other institutions in Pakistan have been given back to minorities, but not a single one institution, education centers of Ahmadiyya Muslims have not been given back. Then recently, many of NGOs, even our Right Honorable Commissioner sitting here, she knows also what the Constitution of Pakistan is. So I want to ask a very simple question to Asia Bibi. If the Constitution of Pakistan gives rights to Ahmadis for the freedom of religion and belief, that they can practice their religion in Pakistan?
Thank you very much, Mr. Naseem, for your question. And I must say that what the Constitution of Pakistan says, that the Ahmadiyya problem, it's not only in Pakistan, but all over the world. I think it's a very complicated issue, and it's a matter of religion, accepting the majority of the Muslims. If they deny that they are not Muslims, I think that it needs more debate, it needs more negotiations. I think it's not only confined to Pakistan also. This Ahmadiyya problem, I think the problem with Ahmadiyya community is all over the world. Yes, we do. I always say that I stand for them, and I always say that they have all the right to practice and preach their religion in Pakistan, and they should be given. And I think that in the Constitution, it's nowhere it's written that the Ahmadiyya community, they cannot have freedom of prayer, or they cannot have freedom of worship, or they cannot have freedom to go to their worship places. Secondly, I must say here that it's not only the Ahmadiyya community that is persecuted or that has been targeted. I think that more than them, the Christian community and the Ahle Tashi community, they are the ones who have been targeted in Pakistan. So that's why I also spoke during my talk that it's not only, the laws are not only against one community or people belonging to one religion, but there is a mindset that is against humanity and that is involved in violations against human rights. And I think that it's not only the Ahmadiyya community, but we all are voicing for that. We all are voicing that all the individuals, they should have the right to profess, to practice their religion. And I must say here that we all are struggling, and we are doing the efforts. And I think that there is no exemption that Ahmadiyya community cannot vote. I think it's not written in the Constitution. They have all the right to vote, and many times it's a problem that the Ahmadiyya community, they does not disclose their religion, that they are Ahmadiyya. Means many times we have seen that, and if they say that they are the minority community, yes, I'm a minority representative of Pakistan, I am prepared to stand for them if only they claim that they are a minority.